Hi all. So the white YouTuber made a video asking what happened to the YouTube atheist community. He starts his video off with an older clip of the amazing Atheist, as an example of a popular atheist channel that started out talking about atheism, but now tackles other topics unrelated to atheism. He then says this.
The reason I showed that video clip is I have a question for everyone, but before I get into that, because I really don't have the answer, that's why I'm asking you guys, I want to know, do you remember when, years back, atheists would talk about atheism?
Hey, remember when you used to poop your pants?
That never happened.
They would talk about atheism, they would talk about religion, they would talk about creationism, they would talk about theists, they would talk about all that stuff. Do you guys remember that?
Pepperidge Farm remembers.
Yes, I do. Although many atheist channels have started talking about other subjects, there are still some that dedicate themselves to combating religious dogma. Here's a quick look at a few of them.
When YouTube was in its infancy, there was a lot of channels that were dedicated on atheism. There was a lot of channels dedicated on pointing out the hypocrisies with the religion, pointing out the hypocrisies with the Christian faith, pointing out hypocrisies with creationism, theists, and stuff like that. And nowadays, I just don't see it. There are still channels out there that are dedicated on just talking about atheism and atheists, but nowadays I feel as if a lot of those channels that used to talk about atheism and dedicated themselves on talking about that, they talk about social justice and talk about feminism and anti-feminism and all this kind of stuff, and I'm just like, what happened?
In all seriousness, a lot of things happened. First off, people will get fatigued talking about one subject over and over, even if they love the subject matter. As creators, people often want to explore new things and test their own boundaries and comfort zones. I know I use my channel to work through some of my ideas, and as a result, you'll find videos that aren't dedicated to religion on this channel. Plus, I don't want to get painted into a you must talk about this and only this corner here on YouTube. Second, we had Atheism Plus, where certain atheists decided that lacking a belief in God wasn't enough, and being an atheist also meant you had to, or were morally obligated to, adopt other ideologies such as feminism. This caused a fracture in the, quote, atheist community, and some agreed with the goals of Atheism Plus, and others disagreed and decided to make their views known. Third, it makes sense that skeptics would gravitate towards being skeptical of other ideologies, especially those that are emerging and becoming influential in the political sphere. It also makes sense that those atheists would challenge those ideologies. Today, that is feminism, cultural Marxism, and so forth. But tomorrow it might be something else. A new or re-emerging ideology that is riddled with falsehoods and what some might deem dangerous political ideas and aspirations. And I'm willing to bet that when that day comes, some of those very same skeptics will take to YouTube to challenge those ideas as well.
I really do feel as if maybe it just started to get bland talking about one subject for that long, and a lot of people decided to jump on the bandwagon of talking about anti-feminists. So I really think that's what happened, but I don't know, and that's why I'm asking you guys.
Well, I hope that answers your question. I do think it's a bit unfair to say they jumped on the bandwagon. Maybe some did, but I'm betting that many of them just don't like what they're seeing, politically and socially, and have decided that it needs to be challenged. Like I said earlier, it makes sense that people who pride themselves on being skeptical would also be skeptical of other ideologies besides religion. Anyhow, hope you like this video. Please like and subscribe if you want to support my work. Take care and cheers.